Vietnam is preparing for an important election to select representatives for the next National Assembly term. Over the past term, the economy has faced major challenges from the COVID-19 pandemic to global economic shifts. And despite this, Vietnam achieved notable results. Throughout the 5 years of the 15th National Assembly, the economy demonstrated strong resilience and remained among the fastest growing worldwide. GDP is projected to have grown over 8% in 2025, with average growth of 6.3% from 2021 to 2025. The economy expanded from 346 billion US dollars in 2020 to about 514 billion US dollars in 2025, rising 5 places to rank 32nd globally.
And behind these growth figures are several important policies and legal frameworks adopted during the term of the 15th National Assembly of Vietnam. These decisions are expected not only to support the post-pandemic economic recovery, but also lay the foundation for the long-term growth.
During the 15th National Assembly, Vietnam faced major global shocks, from the COVID-19 pandemic to shifts in supply chains and trade. Yet many foreign businesses say this period also showed the country's ability to adapt, strengthening investor confidence in its development direction.
So I think these 5 years where the current National Assembly have been in place is really a significant time in Vietnam's and global history, and we have had definitely good times and bad times within those years. I think what is most significant for me is a renewed trust from both foreign investors and Vietnamese people in the government's ability to really execute on priorities.
According to the international business community, clearer economic direction and recent institutional reforms have improved conditions for investment and production.
A very good example from the last year was the implementation of the VNEID, which brings a lot of clarity, a lot of digital streamlining, and this is exactly what it takes to ensure that we are getting here on the right direction for more transparent and also faster decision-making and processing.
These reforms have also helped strengthen Vietnam's position in global supply chains. With its strategic location, improving infrastructure, and a wide network of free trade agreements, Vietnam continues to be seen by many international businesses as an attractive investment destination in the region.
Over the past 5 years, Vietnam has navigated major challenges from the COVID-19 pandemic to shifts in global supply chains. And during this period, a number of policies and legal reforms have also helped strengthen the investment environment and sustain the country's appeal to foreign investors. To discuss these issues, we are joined by Jack Nguyen, CEO of InCorp Vietnam. Hello. So in your view, how have the policies and legal framework introduced during the past term affected the investment environment and business operations?
Yeah, the past term was really about solving the biggest problem that investors keep telling us. If you talk to foreign investors 5 years ago, they say the same thing. Again, land is complicated. Dealing with government procedures takes too long sometimes. But the government listened and took action. Then in 2024, new laws on land, housing, and real estate came into effect. The government rolled out bigger vision through several important resolutions. Resolution 57 put technology first, AI, semiconductors, going digital. Resolution 59 push for even deeper global connections. Resolution 66 focusing on making our laws simpler and clearer. Resolution 68, sending a strong message to private sector matters and will support it. Then in 2025, we did something even bigger. We reduced the number of provinces through merger from 63 to 34. That's almost half the provincial numbers from before. And that wasn't just about cutting bureaucracy. It was about creating bigger, stronger economic zones around major cities, so that it allows faster decisions, better planning, and smoother coordination.
For foreign investors, which aspects of Vietnam's economic policies are attracting the most attention at present?
I would say investors are focused on three main areas. First is the technology and innovation, which Vietnam very much wants to attract. Vietnam wants to become the regional hub for high-tech manufacturing, things like semiconductors, AI, digital infrastructure. Secondly is renewable energy and green growth. Our national energy plan is pushing hard into solar and wind power. And thirdly is trade access. We have 17 free trade agreements, including big ones like TPP, and the EU deal. This means companies based in Vietnam can reach most of the world's major markets with lower tariffs, allowing for more trade, more exports. And in the meantime, when everyone's rethinking their supply chains, that's a huge advantage. Supply chains globally are moving more and more to Vietnam. You know what investors ask me now? Not why Vietnam. They ask how fast can we get in and move into Vietnam. And when you add that to our stable economy, skilled workers, and growing infrastructure to these three factors, the answer becomes pretty clear. Vietnam is very attractive.
My last question to you. Ahead of the upcoming election, what are your expectations for the economic policy directions of the new term?
Yeah, for the upcoming term, 2026-2031, I hope and expect to see three clear priorities. First is growth driven by innovation. We need to move up into the higher value industry, higher value manufacturing. That means investing more in science, technology, and digital skills. Secondly, is infrastructure. You can't build a modern economy on roads and ports. We need to keep investing in transportation, logistics, and energy. And we look around the country now, there's a lot of infrastructure project that's starting, that's being built. That's what connects our country and supports new industries. Thirdly, is making the government hopefully working better, and restructuring the government, the provinces was a very important first step. Investors want stability, but they also want speed and clarity. So we need to give them both.
Thank you very much for your sharing.